Hey guys, this is a segment from the Slumpbuster Podcast. You can find the full episode on any of the various podcast platforms, or of course, subscribe to us on YouTube for more of our content. Other than that, guys, sit down, bust a slump, and enjoy. Steven, Michael, Puga, we call him Puga for sure. Welcome back to the Slumpbuster.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Julian. It's been a long time no see. Dude, the world has literally changed since the last time I was on, so it's good to be back.
Yeah, literally, we had you pre-pandemic, and at that time, we were just so optimistic. We're like, sports will be unaffected. We were talking baseball, if I remember, and then the baseball season got pushed back a few months, and then all of a sudden, your Eagles stopped being a functional football organization.
A lot has changed. Not for the better. Better that we have sports back after that 6-month hiatus, whichever sport you were watching. But no, the Eagles have been a complete disaster since the last time I was on.
Let's get into that. So one of the big things that happened in the last couple of weeks was, of course, Doug Pederson getting fired, a Super Bowl winning head coach getting fired. And basically the organization signaling, we're going to try and make this thing work with Carson because, let's face it, we owe him a whole lot of money over the next couple of years. What do you make of your Eagles and certainly that head coaching position at the moment?
Well, Julian, Philadelphia in itself is a big market city, right? So when it comes to the biggest team in that city, it's obviously the Eagles. So being the head coach of the Eagles, it takes on a lot of responsibility. You take on the fans, you take on the opponents, I guess, in your division that you play, and you take on all this amount of pressure. And on top of that, I think the biggest issue with the Eagles right now is the front office. There's just so many things to get into about it. How do I feel about Doug Pederson getting fired? I feel like he ran his course. I'm very thankful for what he brought. I mean, I obviously wouldn't have that, but I feel like he was just so lost. He got lost so much over time. The play calling went stale. Everybody knew what we were running. And then on top of that, you get players that are too old, that are on bad contracts. Then you have draft capital that hasn't really produced much at all over the past 4 or 5 seasons, which is part of the reason why the Eagles are in the situation that they are. And that comes from the front office. I feel that it's more of a front office issue when it comes to the Eagles than it is Doug Pederson. I feel like Doug Pederson, although he went stale and he, I guess, kind of lost his own way this past season and with everything coming undone underneath him, I feel like the front office didn't do him any favors this offseason either.
Are you saying that you think that Howie Roseman should have also been on the hot seat or potentially have been fired?
Oh, no, I think he should have been gone a long time ago. And I know that the Eagles won a Super Bowl and a lot of fans are, well, how can you say that? He masterminded a Super Bowl roster. He brought in all these guys. The Eagles front office hired Doug Pederson. But the thing is when you look back, since Howie Roseman, I don't know if you knew this or saw this, since Howie Roseman has taken over, Howie Roseman's only drafted one Pro Bowler since he's been back as general manager, and that's Carson Wentz.
That is a jarring stat. I always thought highly of Roseman. Certainly, he's been one of the more aggressive GMs over the last couple of years. And of course, that did play into your guys' Super Bowl run, him going out there and acquiring the talent necessary to win a championship, even when your starting quarterback got injured. I think one of the biggest changes, of course, was Frank Reich leaving.
Yeah.
And that did change the entire course of that offense. And now you had this distrust in the locker room between Pederson and Wentz. Overall, that just became problematic, and one of them needed to go, and it just became an economic decision at that point to stick with Wentz.
Yeah.
With that said, what are you doing at quarterback? Are you sticking with Wentz? Or are you giving Hurts a legitimate opportunity?
I'm going to give
or Nate Sitfield, of course.
Let's
not forget.
What do we call him? We call him Nasty Nate, right?
Got to give him a look. Got to see what he's about, right?
Yeah, I know. You know what? Like I said, priority number one is fixing Carson Wentz. And I know a lot of Eagles fans are kind of blinded by Jalen Hurts and the game that he had against the Saints, and he played really good against the Cardinals. But if you look at that last game in Week 16 against the Cowboys, other than that first quarter, he was shut down most of the time. And I feel like now that there's film on him, teams can adjust to his strengths and make them his weaknesses. The same can be said for Carson Wentz, but if I had to choose in a quarterback battle in the offseason or in the preseason, I think Carson Wentz wins 9 times out of 10. Unless something crazy happens, unless Carson Wentz just goes out there and looks just god-awful again, then I see Jalen Hurts taking over. But as of now, priority number one for the new head coach is fixing Carson Wentz, because like you said, we're so financially tied to this guy. Letting go of him is a $32 million cap hit, and the Eagles do not have that type of money to make that kind of move. Like you said, the best bet is to bring in a new set of eyes. Letting go of Doug Pederson, as much as I did not like the move, because I still felt the players liked him a lot and played for him. It was time for a new set of eyes and bring Carson back to the level that he was playing at before he got hurt Super Bowl year. So I take Carson Wentz.